Hey guys, I hope you're doing good. And today I'm here in Splitgate, bringing you 8 tips on how to improve with your portals. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So tip number 1 is going to be on how to effectively use portals to get around. Now, I see a lot of people make a portal like where they're going, and they keep walking. They just keep walking, and then they make a portal again, and they just walk through it, and they end up backwards. It's a very ineffective way of using portals. And there's this method I call the chain technique, where you use a portal and like go back. Okay, here, I'll show you. I'll show you an example of how it can be used. As you can see, it is a little bit trippy at first because you have absolutely no idea what's going on in my head, but if you slow it down, you can actually tell. So, look. Okay, so look, let's say our goal is to get, like, over there somewhere, like, 90 degrees, like, the next hallway. The fastest way to do that, would be to make a portal like this. It would make 2 portals like this. And some people might just start running and make a portal like that and like that, but that's not as fast. So, when you're over here at the start, you want to look at the color of this portal and say, okay, it's yellow. So when you walk through this one, you want to look at the nearest wall you have to this portal that you can get access to. That's the farthest to your objective. Let's say you want to get to the sniper. Let's say you want to get to the sniper. You want to look for a portal wall, so that one would be over here. So, depending on what we want to do, we want to get there as fast as possible. So instead of doing this, like placing a portal over there and over here, and then doing that, which would waste time because we'd have to walk all the way over there, you want to, okay, so remember this one's yellow. You want to walk through this one, make a yellow portal over there, and then the portal we already have here just takes us straight to it. Now, in quick succession, you would have to alternate the color of the portal. So like here, you would go like this. So it's yellow. You would go back here, then you would have to do purple, and then yellow again, and then purple, then yellow, then purple, and yellow, etc. And in quick succession, you could get around extremely quickly. And yeah, it's a very effective way to get around, and it's very hard to die like this. If you're in the middle of this, you're not gonna die. Because you'll just be moving so fast. Like, you could get around the map at extremely high speeds like this. And if you mess it up, you just have to replace the portal. For example, if I do this, I just have to walk through and make the other portal. I do that a lot, and the transition's almost flawless. So yeah, make sure I want to see people actually do this in their gameplay. It's like a game sense thing. You'll feel a lot more in control of what you're doing. Okay, so tip number 2 is I see a lot of people straight off of spawn making a portal over there near the enemy spawn, and then going through it like this and then starting to shoot them. First of all, this is guaranteed to get you killed unless the entire enemy team did the same thing. So going through here already makes a very loud noise, especially because you're probably going to just not walk off like this. You're probably going to use your jetpack, so they'll know exactly where you are. And even if you are behind them, when you go through this, you're going to be extremely exposed. Like, it's very easy to hit you like this. Which is, like, the thing in Splitgate is that since gravity is low, people just go like this, and, like, it's literally like following this. It's like shooting a still target because you're so predictable and slow in midair. Unless you've already, like this, like, people are obviously going to kill you like this, no matter what you do, and you can't get to the ground any faster. To never use this wall to get into the air. You could always just use the sniper, and then you could come straight up here, or this one. This one's very useful. And you could apply tip number 2 on this map a lot. I mean, tip number 1 on this map a lot. Tip number 1 works a lot to get from there all the way to the inside of there, or from here. Yeah, you could get almost around the entire map. The only thing that slows you down is this tunnel here. So tip number 3 is going to be use portals to get behind people. Now, I don't have a gameplay example of this right now, but it's happened so often that like I don't like. Okay, so I have a very good example. So this happens a lot. So there's someone right here, or like over there on the bridge, and I'm over here and they're spraying me down and I'm gonna die. My first thought is make a portal behind them. They won't see it coming and they won't know where I'm going with my portal. Because a person shooting a portal is a very quick animation and it's very hard to tell mid-fight. So you just want to go like that and then you're behind them and then you just go like that and finish them off. And if they follow you through your portal, you could shoot them back like this. They'll be like right here, so you can still shoot them actually. If they come towards you, you'll shoot them in the back, and then you can close your portal and bait them out. You can make people give up good positioning, trying to like thirst you down and get you. So make sure to use portals to your advantage to sort of bait people out. Tip number 4 is going to be a very useful one that very few people do. And it's bring things to you, don't go to them. For example, the rocket launcher over here is one of the easiest ways to get sniped out from people hiding on the rocks. I obviously messed that up. Okay, so look. You go through here, people will see you from a mile away, grab this rocket launcher, and you'll just probably camp up here. So look, let's say it's the start of the round, the RPG's there. Instead of flying over to it, make a portal to the rocket launcher, and then go to your other portal. And then the rocket launcher is delivered to you on a silver platter. And without you even having to go past that part. It's so good for, like, staying alive. Because you don't have to expose yourself. Number 5 is going to be don't be afraid to use a portal. Because portals in this game, people sometimes are like, what if I mess up and I go through the portal and there's a bunch of people? The absolute worst thing that could happen is you'll die. It doesn't get much worse than that. But like, look, let's say I'm over here, I'm on top, and I make a portal, and I go through it, and there's 3 of them here. I'll shoot, you could just back up, and then close it. Making portals it's a very high reward and low risk kind of thing. It's not a high risk, high reward. It's not a gamble to make a portal. And people don't use portals as much. Like, you want to get in the mentality that portals are literally the best way to move in this game. Let's say I want to get to the battle rifle. And I want to go, let's say, over there to the SMG. Let's say I want to get my loadout, which would be SMG and battle rifle. You want to get in the mentality to not have to run as much. You want to be lazy and make portals to exactly where you want to go. And boom, you can have your loadout very quickly. Tip number 6 is going to be doing this thing called a turnaround. Where basically, okay, it's this combo that absolutely, like, makes people want to break their keyboard when it happens because of how confused they are. So look, let's say you're running away from someone. You make a portal, you're getting sprayed down over here. You either go like this, let's say they're chasing you. This guy wants to chase you and get the kill very desperately. So you see as you go through your portal that he's chasing you and he's about to get to your portal. You want to turn around, start shooting, so that he sort of gets scared and he has to quickly decide on his decision. And when people have to do things quickly, they panic and they choose incorrectly sometimes. So he might just keep going through your portal, and you want to go through to your portal again. And he won't see you. You'll keep shooting him, and he'll be absolutely confused. And you could go back through your portal and finish him off. You just go like that, turn to shoot, and you want to go back around when he goes through it, and that. If he doesn't go through it, then I suggest not doing that. But either way, nothing goes wrong if you do that, because you could just go straight back. Next tip is don't rely on your jetpack as much. I know I've said this a lot, but portals are probably the only way that you should have to really get up things. Unless it's like a very small ledge. Because the jetpack in this game is, I want to say, almost useless. Like, you can barely get up to these. And here you have to wait for your jetpack to refill to get back up. And it leaves you very vulnerable. So the idea that you have to do is just make portals wherever you want to go constantly. You can't rely on your jetpack. Because it makes your movement very predictable, it's very linear. And it's pretty self-explanatory. If you ever see people on like high wind, or even this map actually, just go like this. They're just floating around. Literally everyone, they're literally like asking for the other team to kill them. And my final tip for you that applies to everyone, that applies to almost every game and not just this game, and isn't just for portals, it's get your game sense up. Because I see people walking around it very cluelessly, not knowing where things are. Just get into a custom game for like 10 minutes, or like 5 minutes, like just everyday warm up, and then just like portal around. Know where things are, know where the weapons are, know where the portals are, and just get around, and you'll see the results literally instantly after your first 5 minutes of just portaling around on Pantheon. You'll see that you portal around and move a lot more flawlessly than you would have without doing it. Thank you all so much for watching up to here. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something. Leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.